And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. It is Tuesday, July the 12th, as we're presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and our friends at Hank Jr. Productions. Of course, the countdown to high school football is on, coming up at CajunCountryRadio.com, home of the Vider Pirates. Looking forward to that, being behind the mic again. Yours truly, Robbie Lynn and Kevin and Mary Burcato, doing a great job out there, too, as well, bringing you the Vider Pirates this fall for high school football coverage at CajunCountryRadio.com. Well, pleased to welcome in here to the Backstage Passes. We're live on the YouTube channel and, of course, at the sportsguyspodcast.com and at nightwaveradio.net, a group that I tell you, they're spinning some heads out there, and they've done this with the latest single out there called Good Fight. Andrea, Jesse, and Nina from a group called Dozzi join us here on the program. Ladies, what's going on?
Hello. How's it going?
It's great. It's just great to have you here on the program. Busy, I guess you could say, all this football stuff and music stuff. It kind of blends together, you know?
We know about football. Home run. Just joking.
Well, you know what? That's a sports. Good terminology too. Well, sports. We'll talk about that at the end if you ladies want to. Hey, let's start at the beginning. A little bit about you guys, the background. I mean, coming over from the great country such as Australia, and just so many great musicians doing their thing. Lee Kernaghan and all these great musicians coming over doing their thing too. We've had so many. We featured Haley Jensen, to just to name a few here on the broadcast. Talk about your journey. I mean, being sisters, wanting to do this thing called music, and knowing success doesn't happen overnight. It's a grind, and the move to Nashville, and kind of how the group came together.
Well, they definitely say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. So we're more than that in. So we're ready. Well, our parents are musicians, so we didn't really have a choice, I guess. No, we had a choice, but we just love music so much. Jesse and I started actually Christmas caroling with our cousins when we were in middle school. And
they had like the boombox on the end of the cart that they would sing to.
Yeah.
Shopping centers.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, glamorous. We had dance moves as well.
Yeah, and Nina was super jealous.
I was too young to be included in anything because I'm the youngest.
But she would cry when we wouldn't let her come to our shows or rehearse with us, and then we grew up, and Jesse and I were a duo together, and then Nina finished school and she could play piano. She didn't know what she was playing, but she could play it. And
I mean, I had an idea. I just didn't get any lessons. Shout out to mom and dad, personal lessons.
And that's where we began. We actually were called Doz at the beginning, just D-O-Z. And then we got told that wasn't cool enough.
Well, this was the joke stuff. We actually, all of us we have another 2 brothers and a younger sister. And we all went to different high schools. And each one of us were called Dozzi as our nickname. And we're like, why are we not using our entire last name as our band name? And then Dozzi, it rhymes with Aussie, oi, oi, oi. So, yeah, that's how Dozzi became Dozzi.
Yeah, and that was, well, we're only 18 and 19 now, so not too long ago.
Full of the jokes today.
I am. Yeah,
the jokes are, we'll take them. No, I love it. It's a great title and a great name for you guys too. I mean, talk about this. So many great singers coming out of Australia now. I mentioned there Lee Kernaghan, Haley Jensen, just a lot of names over in Australia, kind of killing it now and doing their own thing for country music, looking for that next opportunity, and knowing it's 2 different worlds. I mean, the way things are done in Nashville and of course Australia, but some of the best talent is found overseas, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, look at us. Look at Keith Urban.
It was a big move to come to America, but we wanted to do this full time, and we wanted to ride full time as well. So there's just such a massive community over here of basically music nonstop. So it was a big dream of ours to move to Nashville, and it was very hard to leave that community behind, honestly. But I feel like Aussies are always traveling to America. We get to see them, especially Nashville, because this is the music capital of America. And so we get to see all of our buddies back home, like actually quite often, except for during COVID.
Oh yeah, that's.
But so it's been great. We love it.
It's a great move, no doubt. Well, tell me about this one. I know you guys are going to perform it for us today on the show. Good Fight comes out June 17th, and it's definitely a song that's got everybody kind of buzzing right now. How did this one come about?
You want to tell?
Well, Nina and I, it was during COVID and we were on Zoom and we wrote.
I think it was our first Zoom, right?
Yeah, it was I remember it was really hot because we all have studio apartments and I was sitting on the balcony trying to get some inspiration, I think. And so I was Zooming with Nina and she was on the level below in her apartment.
They
I was on the balcony.
They couldn't go to the same balcony at all. They just had to Zoom from
to
one
Zoom.
level apart.
Hey, we follow regulations. But we actually wrote it with a guy called Daniel Etheridge, and this song had quite many likes.
Yes.
We sent it to our dad, the demo, and he kind of recreated the demo of the song, and then we felt like something was missing, so we actually rewrote the verses with Jordan Dozzi, our brother, and Zach Dyer, and it became what it was after that. And
Now here it is.
Andrea's Love Life kind of inspired it a little bit.
As I say, I am my sister's muse.
So
Yes,
that's what she says. We don't say it.
Well, it's a great song, great harmonies, and definitely, like I said, has really taken the public by storm. I love it so much. We had to have you here on the program. I tell you what, we're going to take a little break. I'm going to set you guys up. It is Dozzi here on the program here. The Backstage Pass, we'll get a word in from our sponsors here on the show. Again, live on the YouTube channel, of course, nightwaveradio.net, and also the sportsguyspodcast.com, your home of Vider Pirate football. It's going to be CajunCountryRadio.com coming up this fall. Looking forward to that. We'll get you guys grab a guitar, some performance, great instruments. We'll come back and perform that very song called Good Fight here on the Backstage Pass. We're a quick word from our sponsors. Coming right back, it is Dozzi on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned. Big performance coming up. Here's a word from our sponsors.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, Dozzi joining us here on the program. A fantastic sister trio there, Nashville recording artist. We're going to hear Good Fight here on the program, again presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and our friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. Ladies, it's all yours. And guys, if you haven't checked out the song, you might want to go check that out across all the digital platforms. I'm going to throw it over to you guys. It's all yours.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, this is Good Fight.
Dancing around it with two left feet. Now it's getting heavy, cause there ain't anything that we do about it. Babe, we can make this work. Come hit me where it hurts. Do your worst. I ain't tapping out. I can be the bad guy if you want it. I can be the reason why you have looked me in the eye and said, I really mean it when you said that I should leave your bed. Well, circle, say what circle, go get it off your chest, yeah, baby. We can make our mess instead, living with regrets while we said goodbye. So give me a good fight, give me a good fight. Give me those words you don't mean, those who the hell's pro things. Tell me I'm crazy, that you hate me, I don't care, just show me. Yeah, we could go all night, I don't mind. I can be the bad guy if you want it. I can be the reason why you have looked me in the eye and said you didn't really mean it when you said that I should leave your bed. Well, we can go in circles, say what circle gone. Get it off your chest, yeah, baby. We can make our mess instead, living with regrets while we said goodbye. So give me a good fight, give me a good fight. Don't leave me with the night. Don't you say goodbye. I can be the bad guy if you want. I can be the reason why you have looked me in the eye and said, didn't really mean it when you said that I should leave your bed. We can go in circles, say what circle gone. Get it off your chest, yeah, baby. We can make our mess instead, living with regrets while we said goodbye. So give me a good fight, give me a good fight. Go on and give me a fight, baby.
I love their sound, love their sound, love their harmonies, love everything about these ladies. I tell you, Dozzi joining us here on the Backstage Pass, again, presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and Hank Jr. Productions. Good Fight is the latest single out there across all the digital platforms, and DozziMusic.net. You guys can check that out for the latest performances and where the ladies are going to be on the live show. So make sure you do that and give them a like across all the social platforms out there. So much good about that song. It's just so much, what a great message it sent. I want to go back to a little old school stuff, and this is how long I've been following you guys. Ever since Fools came out in 2019. Let's break that one down a little bit, because another song that really showcases what you can do vocally, and just the writing aspect of it was phenomenal. Tell me about that one a little bit.
Oh,
Thank you.
I actually always loved that song.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't write it, so Jessie wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote that one with it was actually our little brother who now lives in Nashville. He now is a songwriter for Big Loud. And this was back in 2018, the end of 2018. He came over for his first visit to Nashville. And so we brought him in on a couple of our writing sessions. And I brought him in on that one with another one of our favorite writers, Chris Bradley. And honestly, I don't even know who had the title or what it was, but the song came out really quick, and it's really just one of those fun, feel-good songs about being a fool in love that everyone can relate to. I think, especially being at the start of a relationship when you really do just act like a fool when you're in love with somebody. So that's really what that song's about. And when we went into the studio, it really came alive. And so that's why it was our first single we ever released in America. So it's pretty special to us.
Yeah. It's also a highly requested song of ours.
Yeah. It's one that it struck me, like I said, by surprise, and that's where I first discovered you ladies too. And just after talking to people in Nashville, we get to travel there a couple of times a year, and I love doing it. And like I said, just that's where I learned about you guys. We're from the song "Fools," no doubt. I wanted to ask you about this. Everybody knows we've talked about what you got, ladies said at the beginning, the 10-year town. Nashville's a 10-year town, no doubt. And of course, for some people, a little bit longer than that to catch that big break and get either a major record deal or get the recognition they deserve, no doubt, too. But you guys did go #1 on those Australian country music charts. I mean, 2 People's Choice Awards and playing those big festivals. What is that early recognition? What does that mean to you guys? Because a lot of it states kind of the validation. You guys are doing what you love to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny, actually, the song went #1 when we were on a trip to America. That was cool. And it also allowed us, helped us get our visa to get here. It is validation to know that you are, when people like you say you listen to Fools, you like Fools, when the radio stations play our song, when people choose to listen to and learn songs, it's a great feeling. So you know that all the work that we're putting in is getting recognized. It's not for no reason. And so that happening with that song was really awesome. We wrote that in Nashville, and yeah, we'll play that when we go back to Australia, obviously. At our shows. It has been a while. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about songwriting and what you guys do. Y'all enjoy it, kind of the individual process? Do you enjoy stepping in, maybe a co-write every now and then? What's your favorite part of the songwriting process?
Well, I think that moving to Nashville is learning how to collaborate on a very regular basis, which it was definitely different at first. We did do a trip to Nashville before we moved here, and we were writing every day 2 songs a day. But it's a bit different when you live here. You can schedule out your week and everything. But it's some people you can connect with, and you can just blurt out your life too. Because we like to write about things that we know about, which is what happens in our daily life. And we all have very different lives, even though we live the same life. But there's other writers that are a little it's hard to connect with on those ways. So it's very give and take in different ways, and you definitely find a rhythm of who you write well with, and especially writing for us as a band is different as just a writer in town writing for other people. So we really want to tell our stories, which when you have 3 people coming in and giving you different ways to do things, it lets the story run wild a little bit, which is awesome. I love co-writing. It's one of my favorite parts of this whole entire industry.
I picked up a cool EP that was back there in 2019 called Worth the Wait too. At the same time, I loved that. A lot of the songs, everything on there was pretty amazing. The title track itself, Red Eye, was very interesting, and then a song you ladies had called Steady, I thought was very good too. Tell me about that one, because to go to a single, to putting out a full project like that too, to include some great songs and probably some songs that a lot of times artists say they don't make the cut for whatever reason, that you can't. There's so many good ones, you can't put them all on an EP because you only have so much studio time to put together. But that EP was fantastic. Tell me all about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, that was
nice.
Thank you. That was our first EP we've ever done, and it sort of was a bit like that. I remember we had a bunch of songs we had written because it was our first project in America. We had just been writing since we moved here, plus songs from Australia. So I think we had a listening party with our friends. We got a lot of people's opinions on what songs they connected with. Because sometimes, especially if you're a writer or the artist, you can get really close to some things and a bit blurred.
Yeah.
You personally might like it for a reason, but maybe it doesn't connect with a lot of other people. So we got our friends' input and,
Producers' input.
Yeah, different people in the industry that we trust their opinion. And we worked with a producer called Eric Torres, and he also was helpful in picking the songs.
Yeah.
It was our first time in the studio in the States, and it was awesome to put out a project like that.
A lot of fun too. Loved it too. And I go back even 2021 as people were still recovering from the pandemic. You guys stayed strong with another one called Hard to Leave, if I remember the title correctly. And kind of what was the backstory of that one? Just tremendous writing. And again, I loved the vocals, and of course the album cover is fantastic too.
Thank you. Well, we actually wrote that with our younger brother, Jordan. Jesse and I went to his dorm room after our last trip back home, which was in 2019. And we were talking about moments when we had to say goodbye all over again. And it was like, sometimes it makes you not even want to go back because it's so hard to say goodbye. And this song kind of fell out of us, and we were all like bawling our eyes out, completely bawling our eyes out. And we finished writing it, and we wanted to wait to put it out until we could show our family in person. And that didn't happen. But when 2020 happened, it kind of felt like the rest of the world kind of got a taste of what we go through. And we wanted to make sure people didn't feel alone in that feeling. Mm-hmm. So we decided to release it at the end of the year for the holidays. And we had a lot of amazing feedback, a lot of people sending in videos of what, like, seeing their family for the first time. Yeah. That is the closest song to our hearts I think we've ever written and released. It's about our family.
It's a beautiful song, no doubt. And I love album covers. I always look at that when it comes to the different songs we feature here on the program, the different artists. And you guys had a pretty amazing cover there. They had to ask you where this got shot. The song is messy, and it has you three kind of that water onto underwater, basically. And it's just another tune that really hit me out from nowhere. And of course, I've had a bunch of people ask about it, being a media rep out there and having a show. Where did this one come from? And tell me about this album cover. That had to be fun to shoot that, right?
It's harder than it looks. I'm a floater. The girls are sinkers. So I had to put a weight belt on just to stay.
I loved it. I'm a water baby. Once I get it, yeah. But
there's a difference between swimming and also holding your breath for a long time, and also keeping your face and also your body. And there's a lot of things.
I think that front photo actually was 3 individual photos put together because there was no photo that we all did exactly what Jessie said. Yeah.
And then the music video was even more different because Jessie had to play like a guitar solo in the water.
And she nearly drowned.
Wow.
We had to time it out perfectly to jump in the water because in case we didn't do it on time and we all got wet, then that's the last take you could get. So if you watch the music video and you see me pause right before we jump in, it's because I'm like, we're gonna do it. This is the only one we get.
I love it. It's good stuff. That is funny. I loved it. And you don't see too many album covers. Very unique when it comes to great artwork and great editing, and of course, great shots there too. And like you said, challenge to be able to float and not sink when you're making a song like that too. We'll take another time out here on the Backstage Pass. A word from our sponsors coming back. One more performance. Dozzi here on the show, and of course, coming up here in just a little bit, Brianna Domenica, another fantastic artist out of Nashville, is going to join us here on the program, and some more great shows all the way till Friday of this week. It is the Backstage Pass YouTube channel, also at the sportsguyspodcast.com. More with Dozzi here on the program. Andrea, Jessie, and Nina coming back after a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll have a performance as soon as we come back.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with Dozzi on the Backstage Pass. The single is Good Fight out there across all the digital platforms. Make sure you guys go check that out. So, as part of the program, I turn it over to 3 great singers, Andrea, Jessie, and Nina. It's all yours.
Awesome. I think since we just talked about this song and the crazy music video, and it's a fun, upbeat one. It's fun. It sounds called Messy.
Here we go.
I always forget that I start this one.
Playing safe for far too long. What the hell are you so scared of? I want you to wanna take control. Just grab the reins and say, let's go. Stop copying me. Twirl me around like a tornado. Let's speed this up, slow it down. A little bit of love, it never hurt no one. Pop that bottle of cheap champagne, put your hands in my hair, give me face to face. Roll that t-shirt on the floor, pull me in, turn me up, baby, I'm on yours. Oh, baby, you know. Oh, I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off and get messy. Draw me in, we'll always come here right. Say, hey, hi. As soon as we do, it's goodbye. It's goodbye. I wish you just make up your mind. I want you to stay all through the night. It's okay, get a little blurry sometimes. Pop that bottle of cheap champagne, put your hands in my hair, get me face to face. Throw that t-shirt on the floor, pull me in, lift me up, baby, I'm on yours. Oh, baby, you know. Oh, I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off and get messy. Guitar solo. No brown. Oh, I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off and get messy. I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off and get messy. I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off and get messy. Hey, I want that bottle of cheap champagne, put your hands in my hair, get me face to face. Throw that t-shirt on the floor, pull me in, turn me up, baby, I'm all yours. Pop that bottle of cheap champagne, put your hands in my hair, get me face to face. Throw that t-shirt on the floor, pull me in, turn me up, baby, I'm all yours. Oh, baby, you know. Oh, I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off. I get messy, I could use a little bit of chaos, baby, turn the lights off and get messy.
I love it. Time to get messy here on the Backstage Pass. Andrea, Jesse, Nina, it is Dozzi on the program, my friends. I love that song, and that's where you guys, you don't sound like anybody else. You sound just like yourselves, and I love the harmony is beautiful. Great music out there. You guys check it out, DozziMusic.net. And, of course, all the songs we're talking about today are available for streaming at your leisure out there, wherever you guys download or stream music out there. Make sure you go give them a like on all the social media. All right, before I jump into my little segment called Rapid Fire and wrap up the show, I want to ask you about this one because I thought it was another beautiful song you guys put out this year. Thought I'd Be. Tell me about that one.
We actually also wrote that one during COVID with our younger brother.
And I also inspired it.
She also inspired. We were
the muse.
We were on Zoom for about 8 hours writing that song. It was snowing outside. It took us a while to come up with the concept of what we were writing about, and then I think the title of it, the hook, just came while writing it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even intentional. It was just talking about stories, and then that's another one of my favorites that we've ever written. I love the story. I think people don't talk about it enough, about how, someone's left you because you're not who they thought you'd be. And it's not a great subject, but I think a lot of people have experienced it. And I think when we recorded that, it also came to life. And we actually played it for the first time. We learned it that day and we played it out. And this never happens. It never goes well. And that song went really well.
Oh, yeah.
We played it in the listening room, and I was like, oh.
You sang all the verses because I didn't know how
Really?
I didn't know how the melody went.
But
the chorus I picked up straight away.
From the
That's
beginning, that one's been a favorite for sure.
Well, I tell you, there's some great music and, of course, some performances. If I was in Nashville, which I will be back there next year in March for the CRS 2023, but July 22nd, Dirk Bentley's Whiskey Row in Nashville at 2:30. I'll be taking the stage. And then July 23rd, the Southern State Grand Opening there in South Fulton, 201 Central Avenue. And, of course, July 25th, Blake Shelton's Old Red at 3:30. So if you guys want to check out those and some other shows out there, DozziMusic.net is the place to go to look at all those shows. I've been to Old Red. Fun place to play. Just got to go there this past February during the CRS coverage we did for 2022. Always a fun time there too. Well, I tell you, I got to ask you a little rapid fire here. This is always a fun segment on the show. We get to know you more on kind of the personal side of things. But away from music, what do you ladies like to do for fun?
I like to paint a bit, although I haven't done that in a while. And I have 2 dogs, so I like to, go on adventures with them.
Jessie has a degree in fine arts, so she's an arty person.
I like that.
I got the skill. She got the skill too.
I like to move my house around.
She likes to rearrange
All the
furniture.
time. I love interior design, so I remove every room around as much as I can.
I like to dance or do puzzles.
That's a good, no matter what order. That's it. Great
I'm
hobbies.
either like 8 years old or I'm 80 years old. I'm not actually my age. I'm not in between. I'm either one.
Walk, do puzzles, no matter what order it's in. It's all fun and games out there too. Just always keeping because I do this. People ask, what do I do beside broadcast? I'm like, I got some hobbies. I raise my daughter. I've got some other little things that we go out and do. I love to travel, so it's always fun to do that. Speaking of travel, where would you like to go? Is there kind of a bucket list vacation, either together or individually, that you're looking at? Like, this is a spot on the map we haven't been to yet, but this is kind of a dream vacation. Where would y'all go?
Everywhere.
Paris, Ireland, Greece.
I want to go to Greece.
Spain,
Croatia. I just want to go to
Spain,
Spain.
Switzerland. I want to go see
I
the
want
house.
to go to London.
Yeah,
everywhere.
all there. We haven't. Well, you've been to
I wanna-
before, but I've never been that far.
I
would
want
love
to
to
go to
play.
Japan too. I feel like
I
Yeah.
want to go to Hawaii. I haven't been to Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, they're terrible flyers, but like once they're there, they like it. I love to travel, so anywhere.
Yeah.
We love going. We've been lucky enough to play a lot of shows around America and,
Mm-hmm.
and going to see those different places. So
I want to
all
go to
of
New
them
York.
area.
Yeah, she
I
hasn't
haven't
been
been
to
to
New
New
York.
York yet. Someone take me to New York.
That's a nice place, no doubt. Years back when I got to go, but New York, Boston, anything in there northeast is beautiful. And then of course I think I try to avoid this heat wave we have in Texas down here, but I like to get out to the West Coast, like San Diego, because the weather never gets like above 85 degrees during the certain parts of the year. So San Diego, California is a nice area, just a great area to visit by the water, by the bay. You can really enjoy yourself, have a good time. So it's always fun I love mountains. I love to go west. Mountains or beaches, I'm there, no doubt about it,
Yeah,
Mountains
we see more mountains here than we see beaches these days. So I do miss the beach.
Always a fun time to get out there, no doubt. All right, I guess during the downtime, what's some of the favorite? What do you like to eat? What do you like to drink for just different foods, different type of beverages? What do you enjoy?
We are food people. We're definitely food people.
Spaghetti,
Mashed potato and gravy, brown gravy, not white gravy.
potatoes, anything with potatoes.
I love sandwiches.
Okay.
Thai food's good.
I'm
Yep.
not a big burger person.
Yeah, I'm like a Big Mac or like
I'm
something
a
like
McDonald's
that.
burger person.
But not a fan. All of the things,
We all love wine except
Yes.
for Chardonnay.
Yeah, I'm not into an oaky wine.
I am obsessed with tequila.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tequila, unfortunately.
Coke Zero is our jam.
Coke Zero. Okay. All right. I was going to ask you Coke or Pepsi, a Coke. Coke Zero.
Honestly, we're drinkers and eaters, so most of the stuff you put in front of us, we're going in.
You're going to consume it. Yeah.
I don't like is Chinese food because I think it's just too oily.
And
for
blue
me.
and blue cheese.
Blue cheese, goat
Blue cheese.
cheese, or like cherry flavored stuff.
I like that. Good saying. You got good taste in food, good taste in music. So that makes you guys a great trio out there. I love that. And I love the story. I just commend you guys for pursuing your dream, flying all the way across and chasing something that you're very good at. Just 3 fantastic artists. It's Andrea, Jessie, and Nina. It is Dozzi out there, DozziMusic.net. If you guys want to go get the latest single called Good Fight, it's out there across all the digital platforms. Make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. Ladies, appreciate the time. Thanks so much for jumping on with us here on the Backstage Pass. And hey, as new music comes out, feel free to come back anytime. Enjoy the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You got it. We're back here at 3 o'clock here in a bit. Brianna Domenica is going to join us here on the show. And of course, more shows this week on Thursday, Friday, and including some tomorrow that I got to go back and look at my calendar to see what I wrote down because I did forget. We're back at 3 o'clock today with Brianna here on the show. Thanks to Dozzi for joining us here. Again, Good Fight is the current single, and DozziMusic.net. You guys need to go check that out too if you haven't already. We'll see you guys about 3 o'clock with Brianna here on the Backstage Pass. Until then, thanks to the sponsors. We'll see you soon. Take care.